All right, let's jump into India today.
That was good.
It's January 13th, 2025, and we've got a whole mix of news here.
Yeah.
English and Hindi language sources.
Oh, wow.
Covering everything from national scandals to a massive religious gathering that's happening right now.
Lovely.
But yeah, we're going to try to give you a really quick overview of what's happening in India today.
Great.
So let's jump right in, and we'll start with a story that's grabbing headlines for, unfortunately, all the wrong reasons.
Okay.
In Gujarat, a school principal is facing some very serious accusations
Oh, no.
of raping a former student during an alumni event.
Wow.
And this has just sparked outrage, obviously.
Yeah.
People are demanding justice and raising concerns about the safety of women in educational settings.
It's so troubling.
It's-
This case,
Yeah.
it reflects a much larger problem in
Yeah.
India and the struggle to address gender-based violence.
Exactly.
The outrage I think that we're seeing, though, it shows that there's a growing demand for accountability
Right.
and
Sure.
a need to really examine power dynamics
Yeah.
and how they contribute to these situations.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, and it's a stark reminder that progress on some fronts doesn't erase some of these deep-rooted societal issues.
Right.
Speaking of power dynamics, though,
Okay.
our next story takes us to the world of Bollywood,
Interesting.
where actors Venkatesh and Rana Dagubati
Hmm.
are facing some legal trouble for the demolition of a hotel
Okay.
in Hyderabad.
Oh, wow.
It's alleged that they used their influence
Oh,
to basically push through what some are calling an illegal demolition.
wow. So this case, it's different, obviously.
Yeah,
But it also raises questions about influence and accountability.
for sure.
Are there different rules for the wealthy and the well-connected?
Right.
It feeds into this larger conversation about fairness and justice within the Indian legal system.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that even as India surges forward, economically and technologically, certain fundamental issues of equality and justice, they kind of remain at the forefront.
Yeah, they do.
Let's shift gears for a second, though, and look at some international news.
Okay.
India is getting ready to host Indonesia's president
Wow.
as the chief guest for their Republic Day parade.
Yeah.
Now, for those who might not know, Republic Day is a huge national holiday in India.
Right.
It celebrates the day their constitution came into effect.
Oh, yeah.
So having the Indonesian president as chief guest, that's a pretty significant diplomatic move, don't you think?
I mean, it definitely points to strengthening ties
Yeah.
between these two major players in the Indo-Pacific region.
Right.
I think it also highlights India's growing influence on the world stage.
Yeah, so while there are these internal challenges that we've been talking about,
Right.
it's clear that India is really making its presence felt globally.
Yeah.
But back on the home front,
Okay.
things are heating up politically over a rather unusual incident.
All right.
We're talking about the alleged mutilation of 3 cows in Bengaluru,
Oh, my gosh.
which has really stirred up strong emotions
Yeah, but...
and become a point of political contention.
Wow.
The former chief minister, Bomai, he's publicly criticizing the current Congress government's handling of this situation.
It's interesting how quickly this very local incident has become a national talking point.
Right.
This just shows you how quickly things can be politicized in India.
Yeah.
I think it also reflects some of those really deep divides
Yeah.
in the country's political landscape.
It seems like every issue, big or small, can become a political football these days.
It really does.
In contrast to this tension, though, we do have some positive news about India's relationship with its neighbor, Nepal.
Good.
India just agreed to supply Nepal with wheat,
Oh, wow.
which is a huge win for Nepal's food security.
That's great.
So this wheat agreement really showcases a more collaborative side
I agree.
of India's regional diplomacy.
Right.
It's a really strategic move that strengthens ties with a neighboring nation,
Of course.
but also contributes to stability in the region.
Yeah. And it reminds us that India is navigating a complex web of domestic and international relations.
Totally. Now let's talk about some big money moves.
I love this.
Gautam Adani.
Okay.
He's a prominent Indian industrialist.
Okay.
He just announced a massive investment in Chhattisgarh.
Right.
That's a state in central India.
Okay.
We're talking 65,000 crore.
Oh, my goodness.
This investment is expected to create a ton of jobs
Yeah.
and provide a major boost to the state's economy.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it speaks to India's continued economic growth.
Right.
and its attractiveness for these large-scale investments.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that this is directed towards Chhattisgarh,
Mm-hmm.
a state that hasn't traditionally been a major hub,
Right.
I think that indicates a broader push to spread economic development across different regions.
So it's not just about one company or state.
Right.
It's about India's overall economic strategy,
I think so.
trying to bring everyone along for the ride,
Exactly.
creating a more inclusive and balanced economic landscape. I like that.
Now, while we're on the topic of economic progress,
Okay.
let's shift gears to something a little more flashy.
Ooh.
India is getting ready to host the Bharat Mobility Global Expo,
Okay.
which is where all the latest and greatest electric vehicles will be on display,
Awesome.
including luxury models like the MG Cyberster
Wow.
and Porsche Macan EV.
Fancy.
It seems like India is embracing the EV revolution in style.
They are. And the presence of these very high-end EVs tells us something
Yeah.
about India's evolving consumer market.
Yeah.
There's a growing segment of consumers who are not only embracing electric vehicles,
Right.
but they're also demanding luxury
Yeah.
and performance.
I see.
This indicates a shift in consumer preferences towards more sustainable and sophisticated options.
So we're seeing these large-scale infrastructure projects,
Right.
but also these luxury electric cars.
That's right.
It's a nation that's simultaneously focused on building its economic foundation,
Yeah.
but also catering to this rising class of consumers.
What do you think this suggests about India's economic future?
I mean, it's a good question.
And what role do you see EVs playing in a rapidly developing nation like India?
It is a fascinating question to consider.
Yeah.
India seems to be at this crossroads
Mm-hmm.
where they're embracing this cutting-edge technology,
Yeah.
but still grappling with the realities of a developing nation.
Right.
And the growth of the EV market in India really reflects that.
It really does feel like India is stepping onto the world stage in a big way, and EVs might just be their ticket to a greener, more sustainable future.
Yeah, for sure.
But while we're talking about big events,
Okay.
let's shift gears to something that captures the essence of India's deep cultural and spiritual roots.
Okay.
The Maha Kumbh Mela.
Right.
Now, for those who might not be familiar, this is a major Hindu pilgrimage.
Yeah.
And right now, millions of devotees are gathering in Prayagraj,
Oh, wow.
braving the chilly weather for this incredibly significant event.
The sheer scale of the Kumbh Mela is just awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
It's not just a religious gathering. It's a testament to the enduring power of faith and tradition in India.
It's incredible.
Imagine the logistics
Yeah.
of trying to accommodate millions of people.
I know.
It's truly a marvel of organization
It is.
and a vibrant expression of India's cultural heritage.
You know, I remember seeing pictures of the Kumbh Mela when I was younger,
Yeah.
and just the sheer number of people was mind-boggling.
It's amazing.
It's incredible to think that this tradition has been going on for centuries,
Right.
and it's still going strong today.
Exactly.
But sadly, not all events in India are as meticulously planned as this one.
Oh, no.
We also have news of a major industrial accident.
Okay.
A chemical factory in Greater Noida was engulfed in flames
Oh, gosh.
after an explosion,
Wow.
which is raising concerns about safety standards
Oh, really?
and emergency preparedness.
This is a stark reminder of the challenges
Yeah,
that come with rapid industrialization.
for sure.
And it really underscores the need
Hmm.
for these robust safety regulations,
Right.
infrastructure,
Yeah,
to prevent these disasters and protect workers
of course.
and the communities.
It's a tragic reminder that progress often comes with risks.
It does.
And finding that balance between development and safety is just so crucial.
Right.
It's almost ironic. We have this incredible display of faith and tradition with the Kumbh Mela.
Right.
People are gathering in these huge numbers.
Yeah.
At the same time, we have this industrial accident
Yeah.
that highlights the potential dangers of modern development. It makes you think about the complexities India faces,
Yeah.
trying to balance this rich past with its aspirations for the future.
That's such a great observation.
Yeah,
It really encapsulates the duality of India today.
I think so.
This nation that's forging ahead with ambition,
Right.
but also holding on to its really deep-rooted cultural heritage.
Yeah.
And finding that harmony, I think, is one of the biggest challenges India faces.
It definitely adds another layer to our understanding of what's happening in India right now.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
we have to talk about India's remarkable achievements in space.
Right.
The Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO,
Mm-hmm.
just achieved a major milestone
Cool.
in their quest to tackle this growing problem of space debris.
Okay.
They successfully maneuvered two SpaceX satellites within 3 meters of each other
Oh, wow.
in a controlled trial.
That's impressive.
This is huge for India's space program,
It is.
and it really highlights their growing expertise in space technology.
It's a testament to their commitment to responsible space exploration,
Absolutely.
addressing the issue of space junk.
So we've seen India making waves on the global stage,
Yeah.
attracting massive investments, showcasing cultural traditions that have stood the test of time,
Right.
and pushing the boundaries in space exploration.
Absolutely.
It's clear that India is a nation on the move,
Yeah.
brimming with ambition and potential.
It is indeed. And it's this unique blend of tradition and progress,
Yeah.
challenges and triumphs that makes India such a captivating nation to observe.
For sure. You know, it's been pretty amazing exploring these headlines.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground,
A lot.
from serious issues to inspiring achievements.
Right.
What really stands out to you from all this?
I mean, the sheer dynamism is striking,
Yeah,
wouldn't you say?
I think so.
Every sector just seems to be buzzing.
Right?
Whether it's these billion-dollar investments,
Yeah.
a global push for EV adoption,
Yeah.
or even that massive feat of organizing a centuries-old pilgrimage,
Yeah,
like the Kumbh Mela.
absolutely. You know, one thing that got me thinking was the contrast
Yeah.
between Gautam Adani's investment in Chhattisgarh
Mm-hmm.
and that focus on luxury electric vehicles at the expo.
Right.
Like two different sides of economic progress.
Yeah, you've got these large-scale infrastructure projects
Right.
aimed at building that foundation for growth. But then you've got this market for high-end goods,
Yeah.
like those EVs
Yeah.
reflecting a rising middle class.
It's like India's running a marathon and a sprint at the same time.
Yeah, and, it brings to mind those stories about the school principal
Oh, yeah.
and the actors.
Right. Those cases highlight something important, I think.
What's that?
Economic progress alone doesn't guarantee a just society.
Right, there's still work to do
For sure.
to make sure the legal system is fair
Yeah.
for everyone.
Regardless of wealth or influence.
Exactly.
It's like a reminder that progress isn't always a straight line.
It's not.
True development needs attention to all these different parts of society.
To everything.
It's what makes this deep dive so interesting.
It is.
It's not just about the facts. It's
Mhm.
about understanding all the complexities of a nation like India.
I agree.
As we wrap up, I'm left with this sense of awe at India's potential,
Yeah.
but also a recognition of the challenges.
Right. India in 2025 is a nation of contrasts, contradictions, and possibilities.
It's a pretty good note to end on.
I think so, too.
It leaves us with so much to think about
A lot to consider.
as India shapes the 21st century.
Absolutely. Yeah.